Hello! So I just got this brand new vanity, which is what I'm sitting at now, and I cracked the mirror yesterday when I was putting it together. And that was the first time that I got it, and so now the mirror's cracked. That's really good. Anyway, welcome to day/week 1 of my Halloween makeup series. I have already started celebrating, okay? And if you're like, it's September, what are you doing? I'm gonna say, don't speak to me about that. There's Christmas decorations already up, so I get to celebrate a month early, okay? But anyway, so for this look, as you read by the title, I am going to be doing a like dead fairy type of makeup look. This is going to be a tutorial, and I'm going to do a voiceover while it goes super fast. So you'll get to see it that way. And yeah, we're just going to jump right into it. I'll see you at the end. Hello, it's voiceover me. I apologize if you can hear chewing in the background. My cat found something on the ground and she's very interested in it. So we might have to deal with that. But getting started here, we're going with the basics. I'm using a color corrector first to get rid of my dark circles, which looking back in hindsight was kind of foolish because I should have just kept the natural dark circles that I have, but I wanted it to be very dramatic and cartoonish, and so I just chose to keep it that way. After that, I just colored on top of that with concealer to make it go away so it wouldn't look as orangey, and it just corrected the under eye darkness to make it look not that way. Alright, and after this, I just did foundation on my face and made sure to blend that all in, yada yada, just the basics, and you're just finishing that part up. Next, you're going to start getting into this special effects-esque part of this look. You're going to create those dark eye circles, and honestly, I used a much fluffier brush than I would have liked, and it made the product go much further. In the end, it turned out okay, but I would recommend using a much less fluffy and more compact brush so that you can really pick what area that you want your product to go down and maybe make it more precise. Alrighty, so here I am taking a black and I'm drawing a kind of sharp line right underneath my cheekbone, following from one ear down towards just past my cheek and then down to my jaw. This is going to create the illusion as if like the face was hollow or you know, sickly, kind of to create that dead look, for lack of a better term. And after that, we're going to draw a similar line that's just going to contour on each side of our neck to make it look really thin, and also shade in those collarbone contour lines, and just add a little bit of detailing on the sides, and that's about all that we do in this step with the black color. After this, I spent a lot of time trying to like lighten it and buff it out, so I would definitely recommend making sure that you're very gently doing this step, otherwise it's going to turn out much more dramatic than I think maybe you might want. So all that's going on here is that I took a pink eyeshadow and I just really fanned it out to go past my eyebrow and just softly kind of flick away. I wanted to make it look almost like a wing, that winged kind of very light, airy sort of look. After this, I take a light green color and I trace the top of it and kind of go and meet the top of my eyebrow and just outline where that flick ends with that green color, but making sure to keep it light at the end of that tail as well. And that's going to be that fairy combo of that pink and that green. Alrighty, and what's going on here is that I just did a cut crease in white eyeliner. I made that a very thin line, and I just put that in between the pink and the green so that it kind of filled in that transition. I didn't have to blend it as much, etc. And then I just drew a second line right on top of the end of the wing and pulled it out a little bit further. After this, I'm going to take a sparkly eyeliner, and you can use glitter and eyelash glue or glitter glue if you would like instead. And I'm just going to make dots down my eye right below the white winged liner, and that kind of adds a little bit of sparkly, a little bit of fun. and a little bit more of that like magical kind of vibe. Okay, and this is the really fun part. You're gonna pick your favorite blush color and pack it on. There's no such thing as too much blush, so really just go to town on it. After I got blush where I wanted and how it was looking, I took a highlight in pink, so kind of like a blush but with a pink highlight shade and tone to it, and I put it on top just to give myself a little pop of like dewiness to make it kind of look like a fairy in the forest or something, and that's how I finished that off. The next thing I did was take a sparkly green color, I used an eyeshadow, and I put it on the tip of my nose. I kind of wanted it to look as if like she dipped her nose in grass or something. I don't really know. I just thought it was kind of cute, so I went for it. And after you're finished with the green on the tip of the nose, you're going to draw a white line on that natural crease where like your nose bridge kind of ends and the bottom of your nose starts, I guess. And I also put a glitter line on top of that. So next I'm taking a, for lack of a better term, gunmetal type of color, and I am just highlighting the bottom of the inner corner of my eyes, so I'm not pulling it up to that top lid, I'm just leaving it as a straight line, following the lash line through the corner and then kind of pulling it outwards a little bit towards my nose bridge. And after that, I'm going to start drawing on the wing eyeliner. I made it really big and bold, and I also wanted it to follow my lash line and curve a little bit more, so I did it a little bit lower than I normally would. I followed the pink eyeshadow the way I fanned it out. That might be a good way for you to kind of keep track of that line if that might not feel like a natural shape or it's different or whatever. So that's how I did it. Alright, and the next thing that I did was take blue, purple, and white eyeliners, and I drew little dots, almost like freckles, all along the areas where I put blush. That's on my nose and on my cheeks, kind of on my cheekbones. And I just kind of thought that was cute. It felt like little springy. Also, they were like freckles, so I thought it just added a lot to the look and filled in that space where a lot of that pink was to make it a little bit more interesting to look at. So I decided to add a little bit of black to my forehead to continue adding to that sunken in sort of dead look, but the important detail that I forgot to film here was my lips. So I used a really bright, deep purple pink color for my lips, and then what I did was after I used that same green that I put on my nose, that shiny green eyeshadow, and I just popped it on top of my lips. I wanted it to feel more earthy, and so that's why I used those two colors. Okay, and this is the finished makeup look. I'm gonna do a few finishing details and then we're gonna head to that montage. So this is the conclusion of my very first Halloween makeup tutorial for this coming Halloween season. Let me know in the comments down below if you liked it, if you would wear this makeup look, and let me know what you're planning on being for Halloween. And if you don't know yet, I have some other ideas that you can do in a playlist that will be at the end of this video and also on my channel. So make sure you can check those out too. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!